don't believe it anymore. You see where that went real quick? The temperature is changing. One moment, please. Let me check my microphone level. Okay, I'm here. In late fall, the children's stepfather, Mr. Martell. Oh my God. You know that sounds like a cop, dude. Mr. Martell said he doesn't believe the children wandered into the woods anymore. I don't believe that anymore. You know, like I was just leading you all to believe just a moment ago. I don't believe that anymore. This isn't looking good for you. This is because of the extensive search. Also, you didn't really hear Lily off in the distance screaming? What a fucking douche. I don't believe for a second about this latest Durwood claim about him having a disagreement with Janie in the driveway about anything in that regards. Not the way that he was pushing it. I don't believe it anymore. Especially after I talked to Jordan in that sense. It's not anything that he said in particular. It was how he was saying it. The cadence in their voice, Jordan's and Darren's, are the exact same, and they bullshit in the exact same manner. And you can't really get a word in edgewise. It's not like you two are connecting and trying to clarify anything. It's all this scripted, rehearsed bullshit in a sense. Coming one way. It's a one-way conversation, and it's usually by way of Jordan. But Durwood does the exact same thing. It's not like they had to answer anything in particular. But the need and the need in that moment, no matter what you're doing, would suggest that you're fabricating. You're pushing a certain narrative in that sense. Then they come out with this other random rug dealer of Daniels. By the way, we learned from Haley Ferdinand that Daniel's math dealer is old. What's his name that he went and picked up Saturday? His one buddy's name? I can't remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Somebody in my chat will help me out. Excuse me. Chance Lay's. Thank you, Callie. Lay's potato chips. I'm having some Doritos up there. Yeah, Chance. So he had his drug dealer. He had his drug dealer out there, and Jordan says that they're trying to think up all kinds of new things about who could be involved in this with all sorts of dangerous people around there. Like, get the fuck real. Get out of here. Don't even come to me with that shit. So, you know it's bullshit. Whatever they're doing back there, they don't want to talk about it. And they're all on the same level. I learned that after I talked to them. Now everything started to make a little bit more sense. Anyway. Not that it changes anything. It really goes back and feeds into the question as to what and why Durwood is involved in the first place. Why? Why is it you're out here lying so overtly to people? More so intimidating strangers, trying to silence them, censor them, stifle them. Why? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. When and who taught Lily that screaming? What's screaming? What screaming are you talking about? Usually it's natural, especially for little girls. Or people like Kent or Durwood to when they're younger, they would have screamed like little bitches too. Oh, cold water. Oh, a bug. It's just natural. Fight or flight. I would expect. $10,000 big ones. You send him a Digisilver. He only does things around the $1,500 mark. You have to make it affordable for all of the other fucking tweakers around there. Probably all tweakers, to be honest with you. Them all. In the late fall, the children's stepfather, Mr. Martell, said he doesn't believe the children wandered into the woods anymore. Contemptuous. This article is contemptuous towards Daniel in that sense. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling some sort of attitude. Maybe it's just the way I'm reading it. Just kidding. No, but there is some contempt here, Mr. Martell. Oh, all of a sudden it goes from Janie. Why didn't you refer to Janie as Mrs. Mackenzie just a paragraph before? I wonder. Because you're going to be getting to start to hear that term, Mr. Martell. And it's not out of respect. It's just how it's going to be phrased in the legal paperwork going forward. Especially leading up to the preliminaries. Preliminary hearing. Anybody ever read about Chance and why he did when he got arrested? Effing sociopath? No, Cool J. What's going on? What are you saying? Yeah, spill the tea in my chat. Let me know. He said he is no longer... He said he also no longer suspects that Mrs. Brooks Murray, who ended their relationship shortly after Jack and Lily disappeared, was involved in the abduction or of her own children, a theory he had suggested. You're really giving away everything right there. Well, Daniel has all the suggestions in the beginning and then changes his mind. So really, he's not come forward with a good alibi in that sense, or a good story leading up to way back in August or something like that. And I believe the way that they told it was that douche drinking turkey put all of this on blast on his channel, and they're trying to get ahead of any sort of situation that he's portraying in that sense. I'm not sure what it is because I don't watch that stupid son of a bitch. Do I, Kent? They need to put Depro in the water supply out there. What's Depro, Mr. Hemi? I was in foster care. My fake mom told me so, that bitch. Okay. Hayden is Mrs. Half Bro. Who's Mrs.? You mean Malaya's Mayflower? Yes. Yeah, Pink Roses. It's still an observation. I mean, still take it into consideration. I mean, the way that Haley portrays it is that she thinks that Malaya goes in once a week. I don't know if she still believes this, but she was saying at this time that these messages came out that she was going in once a week to talk to the RCMP. I don't know whether any of it's true, and I wouldn't believe anything that Malaya actually said unless I was doing the driving for her, and she was doing her own driving the last I checked. So I'm not sure what to believe there. Mayflower, she stays at Cheryl's mostly, does she? Where does Cheryl live, in Truro? Does she stay back at Patty's as well? Yeah, he's a fucking goof. He's an ass clown. No, Hayden is Haley's brother. Oh, okay, Mayflower. Cheryl is married to Matt, and that's why... Okay. Hayden is Haley's brother. Okay. It's all fucky. That's if Malia haven't told police, but if she has, then how has been allowed visits? What do you mean? That's if Malia hasn't told the police, but if she has, then how's he been allowed visits? What do you mean, Daniel? Lori? They're supervised visits. You could be the worst individual in the world and still have supervised visits. Because they're in legal purgatory in that sense. They're caught in between. They're in limbo right now until things get solved, rectified, until authorities can catch up and to get a good idea of what happened here. And while they do it, they'll be building all kinds of... Think about everything. Think about all of the crimes that you're putting yourselves through. You're being victimized by Daniel and Janie with all of their fucking bullshit. And they're traumatizing the population in that sense. Society with the level of deception. And all of the cold, calculated, self-serving, narcissistic abuse that they're putting us through. It's nonstop. You've got to be very, very... you got to be tough. You've got to build up a callus to this sort of thing in real time. It's nasty. This is... Where's Janie's voice? I need Janie's voice.
On an old road, we went up the pipeline, Justin and I did, and we picked Daniel up on an old road. So Daniel did not use the bike. The only time he was on the bike is when we picked him up on the road. And believe me, it's my four-wheeler, and believe me, I don't let Daniel drive my four-wheeler, believe me.
Yeah, I wouldn't let that tweaker drive anything of mine either, you old bag.
Okay, so 150, 155, so then down to 150.
Down there tomorrow.
I already played that one.
So she's got a whole... Sunny has a whole list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're probably all interesting, but we're going to get to the majority of them. Because all the ladies love to stop and tell each other how much they love one another and how much they respect and believe in each other. It's all kinds of... It's just pompous. It's like watching like the Golden Globe Awards or something. I'm just kidding, girls. You guys do a fantastic job. You just got to slow down on grooming each other's egos in that sense. Oh, I just love what it is that you do. Oh, I love you. Oh my God, you're just the best. Guys, I love you so much.
Was going on. Daniel was driving Malia's white Nissan Pathfinder. I believe hers is like a 2016, 2017. So it looks a lot different than the brand new ones, of course. But
remember that.
So
yeah. So remember Daniel was too in the chat, in that private chat. Remember that? When Daniel's basically like telling you to shut your mouth and you're like, LOL, basically. Like, really? Like, if you stop talking,
I do recall that, but it's like everybody else can talk, so why can't I?
Yeah.
It's like how I felt, and like I don't know. So
well, just to confirm, so you don't have the children stashed away somewhere, do you?
I absolutely do not, but at this point, I wish that was the case. I wish
know.
I had some answers. I wish Jack and Lily were home and things were normal, because they're not normal, and it's very hard to continue to keep going with nothing.
Absolutely. And you don't believe that they're on the reserve anywhere hidden by the First Nations, all right?
Absolutely not. Like, that from the get-go was just, left ballpark for me. Like, where does something like that even come from?
Yeah.
That's never been the case.
People saying, "Oh,
although,
she opened it up."
people were hopeful that was, but that's never been.
I was going to say, right, on a hope and a miracle and a prayer, would love to know that these children were trafficked or given away to somebody or stuff like that. But none of that made sense at all, right? And everything is always what we call Occam's razor. The closest line to the truth is the truth. Almost 100% of the time, it's going to be always certain situations. And usually in cases like this, it's usually going to be family members or someone close to the family.
And news.
To put some sort of little bit here
in any way.
I got no more timestamps. How is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can't find any of the timestamps? We only got through 2. We're gonna have to do it again. We're gonna have to do it again after I can get the timestamps, because I don't know where they are. Oh, children belong to God. If Jamie's bigger dog got a hold of one of the children, is that why Janie was raking the driveway, was to clean up blood matter? What about the second child? Mayflower, Patty, she was supposed to have heart surgery soon, so why not Janie? Well, they gave her a polygraph test. They were talking about that. It's interesting how it didn't seem to have much of an effect or problem with Patty taking a polygraph test, but Janie couldn't take it because of a particular heart condition. The fact of the matter is it was pointless anyway. It's all voluntary. You want to take a polygraph? Yes, no. Didn't have to take it. But how they misrepresented it is what's important. They still continued to misrepresent it. I don't think dogs have anything to do with what happened to Lily and Jack, Firehorse says. Yeah, I don't either, but it makes me wonder. I think whatever happened by way of Daniel's hand directly in a violent outburst. Wait, so not only is Darren laughing at a missing kids case, he's harassing people of the family, right, but hasn't been ordered a polygraph or sat through an interrogation. I hope my judgment is wrong, but they are. Well, at this point, Shai, none of it's called an interrogation. It's all interview and evidence collecting thus far. He's been questioned. He's even been called out for spreading misinformation through mainstream media several times. He's been interviewed several times. But he's known primarily for spreading misinformation and trying to intimidate people who are close to the case if they don't follow and toe whatever narrative that he and Janie come up with thus far. That's the reality of the situation. It's not made up. That's true. If that's true, it would indicate that he's got a whole lot more to do with the situation at hand. And time will pull that out. It's still not going to exonerate in any way Daniel. He's still going to be responsible 100% for this. So is Janie. It's not just what led up or what incident occurred to these two poor children. It's what happened immediately afterwards. Like, think about them coming forward and with this conspiracy. There's all those conspiracy charges, how they mishandled this situation, the accessory after the fact, the obstruction of justice charges. That's just for Janie. None of that had to happen. What did they do that put them in a position to make the decision and to all go along with having to push this bullshit story in hopes of getting away with what we think of is the murder of 2 children? No matter what the finite details are, they're going to be able to back them into a corner to catch them in their lies. There's so many of them, you couldn't possibly keep any of it straight. It's that far away from reality. That's what's going to matter in all of this. They'll get them and back them and paint them into that corner right up to the stand, hopefully. And if they don't want to speak in court, that's going to speak for everything. It's going to speak directly to their guilt, which means whatever the judge determines in sentencing. You can't just stay silent the entire time and refuse to answer the questions directly. It means something, and all you have to do is prove to them that the kids, Jack and Lily, are no longer alive, and that Janie and Daniel are both lying. They'll be held responsible, no matter what you believe happened. Like, my curiosity needs to be quenched in that sense. See, once they push it that far, we'll get to learn a lot more, but all of the information is going to be coming from Daniel or Janie or Malaya. And they can pull in everybody else at that point. They don't need to tell Derpwood to go out and start talking about some other tweakers. We're worried about the tweakers that we already have here in the house. Debbie Satterfield, well, who called Logan then that she was there shortly after 9? You brought that up in my comment section. I don't know that she was. I don't know what time Logan showed up. If you can isolate that clip, send it to me. Logan just lives down the road. What a catfish she is. Hashtag no filter Logan.
Other than being neglectful.
Corey Feldman. I would need to look for... Janie McKenzie's old interview here. This old faithful.
Build a website you love.
Where's Fluffy?